It's Friday.
Right on. And that it is. Jolene is sitting in the car right now, and that is with the Jaguar seat. That is with the steering wheel and the steering column. I do not have to focus in like she does, so I'm just going to leave it like this. But she fits really nice in it. Her gas pedal leg is not going to hit. Her brake pedal leg is going to, the brake pedal is going to have to be changed and put down in there a little further. And as she sits in it, that's basically where it should be. We have to remember, this car is made for Jolene. So Jolene is the only one that really matters that it fits. So as you can see, Jolene fits very well. You can put your arm at the door, sweetheart. And it looks like it would be very comfortable to drive. Suzanne Summers, American Graffiti, eat your heart out. Eat your heart out. Anyways, here we go. I'm going to turn this thing around and just show you that she fits. I'm going to give the camera to her, and we're going to put a Driveshaft tunnel, transmission tunnel in this car. She's going to come up and grab the camera. There you go. We'll flip it around. Come on out for a second. As I have Jolene in the car to show you that she fits, we have made this seat. Now she fits in there really nice the way it is. She says she's comfortable, there's room for everything. But as we've made this seat, we have tried to make more room. This seat here is on the contour of the wheel well. So as we put that in there, as I stick that in there, this piece of cardboard, and I'm going to show you where the seat goes. It'll go back as far as the wheel well itself because it fits in there, because that's what we did. We made it fit. You can see it tucking in there. See that? Now, as I pull back, then I can take a tape measure, and as you see this seat, as you see what I've made here, this plans on being foam this thick. Plans on being foam this thick. This piece right here on the side will be a piece of 1/8 plate, and we will put the foam inside this 1 or 2 inch, whatever it is, we'll put it in there. So as we put it back there and put it like that, the real gain on making our own seats is from the back of this, because this is gonna be the side of the seat, and this is gonna be full of foam. So we're gonna gain a good 7 inches. Picture that now. We're gonna gain a good 7 inches, so the seat can come back further. Jolene can get back a little further if she wants to. She might even let her hubby drive it. Who knows? But as we've done that and made our own seat, that's how much room we can save ourselves. That seat will fit, yes? Yes, it will. But we are going to make our own seats. As we have the steering column going down through, I like where it's at. It's at exactly where it should be. But if I draw Jolene back a little bit, I'm hoping maybe we can drop this down a little bit, this ball. It looks pretty well centered of the dashboard itself, but when the cat comes down over, it hides that piece. I might like to bring it down just a little bit to give it the same distance from what you can see from the eye down there, or just make me feel a little bit better, if eyed up a little bit more. But when it brings that down, it also brings the steering wheel down a little bit, obviously. But if we come back further, it should be okay. We don't want no knees and no hands and stuff. I've done that before. Jolene can turn her shoulders and her elbows when she turns the wheel when she got the door shut. As you see, she feels really comfortable at the arm. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters. But right at this present moment, I'm gonna case it in anyways with some square tubing. I'm gonna show you how to make the Driveshaft tunnel. I'm gonna make it quick as possible, and that's what the video is about. So I'm just gonna take this stuff out. That's just a piece of exhaust pipe I put into the hole to see if it would fit. We're gonna have to pull everything out of the car, and then we'll go for making the tunnel. But we just wanted to show you the progress that we're making is working. That means a lot when you're going forward and it's working. If it's not working, you're not really going forward, are you not? If we're doing things for no reason. Jolene had coffee this morning, so while she was gone, we didn't want to I didn't want to do the work. So I made her got a little welding project for her. We're going to make a little V8 sign. Had a friend in before and welded the 8 up, so now we're just going to get Jolene to weld the V up. We'll hang it, we'll make a hanger and everything, and we'll make a sign. Something to do. Alrighty, as I get this stuff out of here, trying to handle everything with kit and gloves, but we have to take it in and out of the car so many times that leave that over there so it don't go in yours. Even this side, maybe Nat is coming.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Unplug the light. Bear with us. Well, baby, I don't know. I know you want lighting, but this light is not making me happy. Anyways, that's good enough right there. Look at that. Huh? Good enough right there. As you can see, I cut the floor out of it, and now I want to make a tunnel for the transmission, and I would hate to take the body off and not make that transmission tunnel before I have, when it's right there and tells me exactly what I've got to do. So that's the reason why I'm going to do it right now, and that's why it should be done now. And I'm going to make it as easy as possible. That's what I'm going to try to do, is make it as easy as possible. And I'm going to make it out of square tubing. If you want to come to the board for a second, I will show you exactly what's going on. It is Napa. And it's a girl. I don't know if she can drive all the way up there. Who knows? But anyways, the floor on the car, we have the chassis here. This is the chassis. If you can picture it, I just laid square tubing along the floor like that. One like that, one like that. And then when it comes up, I did the exact same thing. One like that, and just keeps going all the way down the car. What I've done here now is the engine's here. And the transmission comes here. I've cut them off. So now I've got supports underneath, I've got mounts underneath them. But in close to the transmission, it still can bend down a little bit, square tubing, so where I've cut them off. So where I make my tunnel come through for my drive shaft, I'm going to make my tunnel go all the way through to the firewall of the car and all the way through like that, square tube it. And the square tube that I put in, I'm going to run it down to the square tubing that's on the floor, the cross members of the floor. So if you can picture it, this is the floor, this is the top of the tunnel, and I'm going to weld square tubing down to the square tubing that's on the floor, cross members. So it cannot bend. So this is cross members on the floor, this is square tubing along the floor, this is square tubing going up, this is where the drive shafts run through. I'm trying to get that right. I might have to give her a hand to get the metal. Mm-hmm. She can grab the tank herself, but I'll help her grab the metal. That's what I'm going to do. I have to go outside for a second. You can film this, Danny. You may as well. I'm going to get some metal off the back of the Napa truck, and we'll go from there. Thank you. I'll go get the metal if I can.
Okay. Where do you want this?
She'll show you.
Right here. And this is the replacement tank.
Okay.
Awesome. That's fine. So that's the empty one?
Yeah, do I fill out a form for this?
Yeah, we need a form. No worries.
I've never done the tanks before, so
Okay.
just give me 2 minutes.
No worries.
I'll be right back.
Sure. I generally always use 18 gauge. For some reason, this doesn't feel like 18 gauge.
Oh, really?
And, if it says it doesn't feel like it, but if it's not, I guess it's okay. In the tunnel, that's what I want to use it for, in the tunnel, to cap the square tubing. But as I get going, and run a piece of square tubing over and get started. She's gonna come back up and slip for you.
I think so.
Did she say cheers to the camera? Huh? Cheers to the camera. Alrighty. I'm gonna have to get to the cord. Really didn't get set up, but I wanted to show you all that stuff first. I'll show you all that stuff first. I like using square tubing for cross members and all that stuff because I don't have to try to make them on the brake. They're already made for you. It's square, and it's square tubing. It's usually 8th wall, and that's why I use it because I don't have to make them. Cross member does not have to go. Does not have to do that. It can be any way you want it to be. You can use round stock if you want. It's all up into the choice of the beholder. As I come in here and look in here, there's a few things that are going on before I make the tunnel. You can see how I got square tubing coming down here. This all has to be cut out, because of the drive shaft. Rear end's right a little bit right back there somewhere. This square tubing here will stay. This will go, and that will go. But this square tubing here underneath here will be welded to the square tubing going across. So that'll go on here and there. So when I run a piece along here, I'm going to tack it all on the floor to keep it straight, and the square tubing runs right here. You can see where I've got it welded together. I'm going to run a piece of square tubing across the top of this, the same width as that, no doubt in my mind, maybe a little wider, I'm not sure. And we're going to go from the firewall back to there, and the firewall back to there on the top of that, and I'll stud it up on every cross member. So every cross member will have a stud up to the tunnel. And
Just 1 second.
she got to get, okay.
You can just leave it there.
I have a question for you too.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know what they put the tanks under on your sheet?
I don't. I might be able to. Just 1 second.
Yeah.
Can you take the camera?
Sure
first?
can. Just going to show you what's going on there. The square tubing that's just past the drive shaft has to be cut out. When I cut that out, that's not going to be the strongest. We did make a body mount. You can see the hole in the floor, right? There's a body mount. But in the center there, it would not be that strong. As I make the tunnel, I will connect the tunnel with square tubing to the top of the tunnel, which should make it very strong. Jolene has to deal with Napa for a second, and I'm just kind of pulling back and showing you the car, I guess. I don't know what else to say. On the back of the floor and where the rear end is, where the square hole is going up the rectangle, I know how far the square tubing is going to go up there and go across because I'll measure the rear end, and that will let me know how far it can go up in. And what I mean by that is I have the rear end over there, and I know that I don't have to go any further, because if the rear end, if the air ride in the car, let it come all the way to the ground or all the way to the top of the C channel, the rear end would hit first, so I know that I can measure down from the top of the rear end down to the drive shaft, and I know how far that I can build that tunnel up to make it work, if you know what I'm trying to say. Makes sense? Okay, so my first step, I think, is going to be, I'm going to knock these off and bend these out a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these ones on first, the long ones beside the transmission. I'm going to stick them ones on first because I can pull these ones off after. I just want to get them in there for a little bit of strength. And I'm going to use measuring tape. And I generally do not mind if there's a gap in the metal. If I got a gap, I generally don't worry about it. And the reason being is I'll weld it full, and that way there I know I have full penetration. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run one right here. So we're saying it's, we'll say 31 1/8 leaves 31 1/4. 31 1/4. So I'm gonna cut a piece 31 1/4. I'll cut a few pieces, get them in there, and then we'll start welding them together. 31 1/4. Get your popcorn. Not going to try to angle it and all that stuff. I fill full weld. Not going to do that. I have no problem filling that full of weld where that's angled like that. I have no problem with filling that full of weld whatsoever. And I am not going to hold myself back thinking that that has to be the perfect fit, because it does not have to be the perfect fit to make it look nice. I can weld that up. I might pull this one back a little bit. See, I want to go to the edge of the metal on this side. As I got this square piece going in here, I can pry this up, weld this square tubing to this square tubing. I'll have to fill that in. I'd like to cap that off, to be honest with you, or even maybe 45 it from the underneath and cap it off. As I weld that there, I'll weld there, all along the floor, along the firewall. As you'll see as I get going, I'll just keep doing it, I guess. 31 1/4. Now, I'm going to do a measurement, that's both of those. I'm going to do a measurement on the rear end, really quick. Rear end is right here. So this is what I'm telling myself. Where I've got the C in the back of the body and the back of the floor when it comes to the top, that's the highest place right there. So if I hold the level here and make something level, give it somewhat level, then I know 5 inches. That's the drive shaft right there. The other way, got to level it up. We're at 4 inches. So 4 inches, I can come down from the top of that floor 4 inches because I know that the rear end is going to hit the top of the C channel first. Does that make sense? The top of this is going to hit before the drive shaft will hit the top of the tunnel because it's 4 inches. 4 inches there allowance. So as I get in here, my marker. I know that the rear end, this bottoms out on the rear end, that's where it hits. So I can measure 4 inches down, and I know my tunnel could at least be that high because my drive shaft would hit. That making sense to everybody? Hope so. Right? 4 inches, I guess, somewhere like that. More like 2 or 3, I like to guess. So what I'm thinking is, I'd like to make, I don't really want to make that wider, do I, sweetheart? No, I do not. Dry shaft's gonna go through there, through there. There's not much room there, but it should do it. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna measure a piece from here to the 4 inch gives us 6 inch. 6 inch, we'll make 2 6-inch pieces. And I guess they were complaining that I should have a bench. A bench would slow me down. A bench would slow me down. Don't want that. Also, the floor is the perfect bench. It's the biggest bench I know. You just gotta get down. Just gotta get down. That'll just mean I'm getting my exercise during the day, eh? Getting up and down. Getting my exercise. That's what I'm doing to get my exercise. And working at the same time. One there. You like playing with my...
Sorry.
Oh. Okay, we're going one there, and I'm going to measure across. Measure across that, so here. Six and a half. Where am I marking this time? 6.5. That's the top of the tunnel. That's the top of the tunnel. Yes, I can. You could 45 that if you want to. Yes, you can. I'll probably cut it back a little bit and cap them anyways. I might even, actually don't matter. See that gap in there in the floor? See that? I don't mind welding that shut. I don't mind welding that shut. That does not bother me. Does not bother me. Now, as I get going, I know that I'm going to run a piece of square tubing from here to the top of the transmission where I want to go there. So I'm going to get up in front of the transmission. I'm going to get inside, take a look, and I'm going to make it whatever size I feel like making it. That's how it rolls. You do, like, when you're building a car, you build it the way you want to build it. Let's face it, keep integrity, but there's more than one way to keep that. So as I'm in here, it's pretty close to being centered, the engine. Pretty close to being centered. I'm going to say center is right. I don't like the center I got drawn on there now. I like this one better. Look at that, would you? Anyways, there's the center I'm drawing for now. What I'm trying to do here is, as I have these on here where I want them, on that floor, looking good, sort of. On the transmission, I want to get it probably an inch away, you know. If I'm going to do any work on this car, on the engine transmission, I'm going to have to unbolt it and take the engine out from underneath and then work on it. Anyways, as I have this, I'm going to try to make it the best shape I can. I am not going to make a round hump in this car. I do not have to, and I do not want to. I want the carpet to fit nicely on the side, and I want it to fit nice on the top with beading all along it, and I want it to fit nice. So in order to fit really nice, it'd be easier for me to make this square so you can take patterns off it and make it perfectly fit. So that's what I'm going to do. I like this. What I'm going to do here, I'm just going to draw on this because I can. I like that, across there like that. That gives me enough room, get a mount. And I like that line right there to come down. I got enough, I got a little bit chewed out there too much. So I like it just right along like that. And we'll take it and go this one here. You can see the line here, gives us a little bit on this side. It gives us enough room in between there. Now we'll look back and see if it looks right. To me, this side here is doesn't lean over as far as this one. So we're gonna come over this way some more. I'm gonna take this right here. I'm gonna try to say, center to me looks more where I just put it. I think this is not really centered to the center. Looks better there. To me, it looks better. I'm just gonna take my, from center, I'm gonna say centers. I'm gonna do a 10-inch piece up there. And then we should get the same angle on both, hopefully. If I do a 10-inch from the center. Yeah, I probably will take them off, or I probably will take a little bit out of that and 45 that just to make that fit better, or together a little bit. But I'm gonna cut a 10-inch piece for the firewall to go across the firewall, and then from down there to there, and down there to there. So then we'll be able to sheathe it nice and flat to here, sheathe it nice and flat to here, like it will run, anyways, and then we'll run all the way back. So we're gonna get a 10-inch piece. I'm going to 45 that one just to make it look a little better. A 10-inch. Try to make it look a little better. You know what I mean? 45 it to close the ends in. I'll 45 the back too. With my eye. And I'll fill in the gap with the welder. Yeah, I don't think that's 18 gauge. I usually use 18 gauge on everything. The tunnel, I don't know if it matters. I generally don't use anything less, but that's what they brought me, and I may use it. Now, I'm going to take a level and put a level in there on that, so I can draw a line. There's a little level. The car was level. So we're going to level it up in the car. Marker. This is stuff that all got to be done. It's level to me. That's the one. Which one? Keep fella guessing all the time, see? I'm going to turn the welder on. I'm going to tack it to the floor underneath. This one, I don't know if I want to put a helmet on. I think I better. I'm going to turn the welder on. 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 I'm going to turn the I can tack it on the end and go to home. This. Yeah. Your tunnel does not have to be. Your tunnel does not have to be. Does not have to be round. Does not have to be. Should mark center on this. Mark center on the 10. Got a 10, so we need a 5. Over. I'm going to say readable there. And I'm going to get a helmet. Tack that on a little better because I don't trust it. That right, that line right in the center of that mount. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now I trust it. I do not mind, or I like actually, doing that like this here, spot it like that, spot it like that. I find that the seam sealer, when I go to seam seal this, sticks way better inside, when I clean that up, sticks way better than it did if I made a flange and laid it on top. And then see, ouch, jeez, what was that? That just cut me. Something stuck in me. Draw a blue bud out of me. Whatever that was. Got me. Anyways, continue on, Jeffrey. As we see on the floor up here, I know it's at where I want it to be, so I'm going to stick a few little pieces of weld on her. Make her work. And it takes less time. It takes less time to do what I'm doing it this way. It takes less time. That's generally what I like about it. It takes less time. I'll come down some. I'm not going to hit that right there. But I am going to hit this one right here. Hold that there. Hold that there. Beautiful. I'll make one for here. And what I'm going to do for that, take measuring tape, tallest point, say it's a little better than 11, so what I'm going to do is cut it a little bigger than 11, and then I'll come in and trace it off. see. Now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this off, and I'm going to cut another one exactly like it, and I'm hoping it's going to fit on the other side. I put the old dibbies to myself, don't I, what? Let's see the fit first. Couldn't ask any nicer. Beautiful. Beautiful. So I'm going to cut another one. I'm going to have to change a blade first, I see. Slow down here a little bit. Get my gloves on. My gloves. And I want to change this. So yeah, the old tunnel on a car does not have to be round. I find it harder to put a piece of carpet on a round tunnel than I do a square tunnel. I found. That's what I find. And Jolene said it was okay. So that's what's happening. Right, baby? Mm-hmm. And it'd be nice too, she might be able to, you can put something on it, on your console without it falling off. You know, like a round one, what can you put on your console? And it's her car, we can do whatever we want. So that's why it does not matter to me if the tunnel is round. I know everybody tries to make a round tunnel. I just find it trying to make it hard on themselves, but it's up to them. Now I just cut the line on both ends, and I'm hoping it works. The metal will be cut back when the body comes off. There's no sense in me trying to cut that metal off now. I'll cut it off when the body's off. And I can really do a nice job at it. I'm just going to tack it down here. And tack it up here. She loves me, yeah, yeah, yeah. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Other piece. So we're going to the other side, and this is what's going to happen. I'm hoping that when I put this piece in where I want it, actually, I'm going to make it fit. No, put this one in. Supposed to be down there. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna come down some. I'm gonna put that in there because I know it's there. Just closing my eyes before I start. Now, we're not quite right on the money, that one. We've just a little bit. A razor blade offer. Not much. When you start 45, you take a little bit off at a time. It doesn't count for much. take it slow on that. You know what I'm going to say. Come on, man. Take them off by a quarter. Maybe not. Just taking little tiny slices off. I don't want to get it. There we go. I don't mind that. Now, I haven't got that up far enough for that, have I? Sitting that. So, what I should have done is bring that out a little bit and left that the same length. Shit. That makes it work. I have to cut that off. Have to pull that out just a little bit. Then this is going to be too short. Son of a gun. See what I'm hitting there? Just touching that just by a little tiny bit. I should have kept the length. It should have been pulled over. Put that inside there. There we go. Now I'm happier. Now I'm happier. Beautiful. 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 Right. Do you think, Betty? Yes. All right. Beautiful. Now, see this piece right here? This is the cross member here. You can see where the cross members are, obviously. We know we've got a mount right here. This is the frame is. I know where the mount is because all the holes are drilled. So it's get, there's support there. But when I weld this on there and then bring this bar from here all the way back to this bar in this back corner here, back here, and then support each one up, it really will make a nice bridge for the car and make it very, very, very strong. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for strength. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for integrity. And a pair of pliers, put that together. Yeah, when I try these together, actually I can do that with my hand. I'm going to get my helmet on. Put the weld on there. I will cap each one of those cross members from the underneath when it's time. I might even cut them off and 45 them to make them look nice. But right now, at the present moment, I want to put the tunnel in. I want to know where it goes and where it fits. And I want to make this connector here. So now I'm going to do this side. Just bring this one up, make sure it's tight. And then we'll put a love bite on it as well. A love bite. Try to get at this one. See how that come up, did you? Holds that floor in place, and all that floor pan can be welded to the square tubing and held up nice and tight. See how that's down there? See how it's down there? Watch. And that brings it up nice and tight, and then we weld it. That makes sense? Makes more than enough sense for me. That's just holding her up where it's supposed to be. Right? Now, this here, I don't mind this, but I don't like how it fits here. So I'm going to snip that right there, or just cut it off and just put a little piece in there. Doesn't matter. We have it up in here looking pretty good. I'm going to tack it on the corner. And we're going to go back here and find the pieces that we need back here. There's 3 of them. One fall out, did it? One must have fell on the ground. That's the piece going across. There's a piece there. I'm going to 45 them and make them fit so they fit nicer than up like by the firewall. They fit like that one up there. Just wanted to cut them real quick, see what I was doing. Should be another one here. Did I weld that thing in there that quick? Back. How long are we, baby? Too long?
48.
Oh, we're doing good, man. We're doing good. Keep with us. Keep with us. Share and like. Share and like. It's good to be back in the garage. I was asked a question the other day about how do you stop from getting burned out? Well, yesterday video is something that helps me not burn out. When you see stuff like that, stuff from the past, we like collecting things. I enjoy the thrill of the hunt on the weekends. When we get the weekend off, we make sure we try to make ourselves happy by going and hunting. If we do not get anything, we're still together and we have the experience or the, the time of, or the journey. So it's really nice to take that time you have off and do what you like to do, and then you will enjoy to get back on at what you're doing. Or that's what I'm finding. I like the thrill of the hunt, and we go find things and we meet people and we do stuff like that, and it rejuvenates me to get back on it. So as we've acquired a couple things, it makes me think, wow, I better get back to work. I guessed that. I don't know why I just did. I'm gonna do it again! And I'm gonna do it again. Sorry. Lovely. back of the tunnel. Oh, sorry. Come on, man. Ouch. Just want to know if I'm alive, that's all. I'm alive. Couldn't see that, but it stayed there. If you know what I'm saying. Couldn't see it, but it stayed. Oh, we need a little bit off. You know something? That doesn't look going a little too fast here. I gotta. I want that. That's gotta look straight. I'm sorry. I'm going too fast. I gotta look, make sure that's straight. Shouldn't be tacking like that. Sometimes you get going so fast. No, I like it. Just cut that off. No, I like it. Come on back, bite. The reason I did that because it fits so nice, right? Everything is just being packed in place. We don't have to weld it continuously to show you what I'm doing. There's that one there. That one weld off. Weld it. Just trying to bend that piece out without replacing it, the whole spare tubing. I'm just trying to bend that piece out to meet and weld this back up. Like that. There we go. I can weld that together, believe it or not, make it look like something. Clamp this up. Just trying to bring it up tight, the floor, so it looks better. That way there, if I fill the top, I know there's penetration on that. I can grind that flush. I think I'm gonna add a little more weld right here. So I can feather it off and grind it off nice. And I'll do the same on this piece. I'll weld that there nice. Let's see my pump starts working. Think there's any penetration? Ah, watch your eyes. So, as I have that tacked in there like that, I'm going to continue welding that off. We'll grind that off, make it look nice. Put some weld on that. Now, I'm going from here to there. Yeah, I can grind that off and make that look nice. Sure I can. Sure I can. This here is just to bring the floor up nice. We'll do that all the way along. And I will do it every inch, like on the side, or maybe even a little closer, all the way along that, all the way up that, all the way along that. I'll probably go one in between each one of those, all the way along. Then when we pull the body off, then we can flush it all out, cut all this metal out, weld it to the square tubing, and it'll really look nice. I could have made that a little bit longer, cut it off. I just didn't because this was here. I didn't want to cut that out there. That's just another support. When I get this all done, when I put a piece on face that you're never going to see it, and when I get inside the tunnel, I'll flush it off with the grinder and you'll never be able to tell. Can't ask any more than that. So, what I'm going to do is now, I'm going to measure from here back. And I'm going to see what happens here. Actually, I'm probably not going to do that. What I'm probably going to do is run from here straight, try to get straight with here so I can put a panel on the side of it. I'll run it right straight to here, one right to there, and then I will add one from here to this piece on the side, and then I can do this piece and that piece. This is what we're going to do. Measure tape. All decisions I'm making are on the fly. All decisions I'm making are on the fly. What else to say other than that? All decisions are made on the fly. 55 and a quarter. 55. Check that one more time because it's quite a few long piece. Don't want to waste anything. Another piece. Seat up. Maybe tomorrow or the next day we can make seats. 55 and a quarter, baby? Mm-hmm. 55 and a quarter. And the reason I guess I'm doing it like this, I've got what you call underwear with legs. They are crawling up the back of my back, and I just have to try to get them before they get too far. You know what I'm saying? I've got some crawlers on. Can't help it. It's got to be done. This is live. Give me a kiss goodnight, Jimmy. We don't remember that guy, but it was funny. Give me a kiss goodnight, Jimmy.
Eddie.
What?
Isn't it Eddie?
Eddie, give me a kiss goodnight, Eddie. Give me a kiss goodnight, Eddie. I said, give me a kiss goodnight, Jolene. 51 and a quarter.
55, wasn't it?
Why you're the best, honey. The best. And that's why I don't mess with the rest. Because my baby's the best. Cut it just a little tiny long. So I'm going to just put a little bit of an angle on it. I'm going to sit down in there. Nope, don't want that one. Don't want that one. Just like that. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm gonna bring that out as wide as that. We'll try to run that straight down through. I'll cut another one. I'm gonna try to run it straight with this one. And the reason being, this will be straight. Another one here. This will be flat. We can sheathe this, and then I will run from this corner up to do this part, to do this side up. So we'll run one here, and we'll 45 it and bring it to here, so we can lay that piece on. And then the top will actually be wider at the top, but we'll have something to mount the side on so it fits. Right on, baby? Mm-hmm. Woo-wee. So actually, yeah, this piece will come here, we'll 45 on here, and run to the top of there. That's what we're gonna do. Make another one of these. Little too longer. So, I'm going to take this in here, I'm going to weld it to the back one first, and then I'll find center, and then I'll measure it 5 inches, or find center right now, I guess. So I know on the outside of this is 6 3/8. So, find center. Three, 8. 8. That's on the outside. So what I did is I found center, and then I run the measurement to both sides. You want to flip that water on, sweetheart? I'll just pop this on right now. Thank you. Now, actually, I gotta get my helmet. I gotta weld that. I want to weld that on before I. Thank you, sweetheart. weld this on this 45 first, I think. I think I do. I'm going to. Watch your eyes. Not even gonna weld it, grind it off. I'm just gonna stick it right on top. See if we're straight. Wow. I'm gonna have to get my other piece. I'll tack them on. See if I can't get. I am lucky with my fat ass. This is the fun part of this, you know. Not much. I'm gonna say. It's kind of fun to do it. Now, for poop. He's a champion. 5 and 5. Hey, 5 and 5. He's a champion. All right, so that's 5 and 5. We can almost nail that in a little nicer. And I nailed it on from the top. The only welds that'll be ground down on this car are the ones that need it and the ones that are visual. And other than that, I would leave the welds because I want it as strong as possible. Also, takes time to start it off. So, as we have this is what we get to do now. As we have this in here, the rear end is able to go to the top and hit before the drive shaft hits in the tunnel. That's what happens on this tunnel. Also, as I've got this tunnel in here, now I'm going to be able to tie each cross member because I'm going to have to cut that out. Cut that out, cut that out, cut that out, that out, that. As I cut that out, now I'm going to be able to come in here and run a square tubing from here to there, there to there, there to there, there to there. Every cross member is going to get one. Yeah, every cross member is going to get one. But right now I need to get, well, see, I can panel this no problem. You can make a nice pattern. It'll go down to the floor and hit nice on that. It'll hit nice on the side. We'll have a piece in there. Now what has to happen is we have to have a piece that fits this piece. So we're going to put it in here and go from here over to about here. And then that can lay on this piece from this corner. And that's what we're going to do. And then it'll be a nice sheath up the side and a flat piece on the top. And as you can tell on the top, if I put my piece over here and comes in there, this piece is going to have to come flat here and then go out like this. What, you want me to keep going, baby? Yeah. Keep going. Doesn't matter. Anyways, that's how the tunnel is going to be made. So now I can cut. I'm going to come in here. Yeah, we'll let it go for now. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to cut these cross members. Actually, I'm not going to cut them cross members yet. First, I'm going to take a piece of square tubing. So I'm going to do. I had the marker. I know I did. I marked it. Dropped it right there. Anyway, I'm going to come in here on this floor. I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to mark it on the other side, and that'll be my stud. So I'm going to stud it up every cross member so that cannot fall. And what integrity that body will have when that's done. There will be no folding going on in this bad boy. Will there, baby? Alrighty, that's how I'm making a tunnel. I did not try to make it round. Didn't have to. Didn't want to. And this is the way I'm doing it. I want all the cross members that I have to have integrity by the piece coming across and bridging it. What we're doing, we're actually making a bridge in there. I'm not really, you can, if you wanted to, you could take it and scissor truss it. Could if you wanted to, but I was just planning on coming down to on the top of the stud, or on top of the cross member, and brace it up. And that way there, you could, if you could picture it, square tubing on the bottom, square tubing on the top, with it braced in the middle, a lot of weight can go across that. So that floor will be super tight and strong. And I think that'll make the car better. The more that I tack everything together and put integrity in, the stronger the car will be. Exactly with all the floor, like I put all the mounts in. I got 16 body mounts just on the floor of the car. Just on the floor of it, 16. So as you think 16 points where it's pulled down, held tight, cross member holding tight, everywhere's tacked together. It's almost like a little unibody car, which it sort of is, but we have a chassis, but we're making it that tight. And that's why the newer cars are so strong, because every piece is connected to every other piece. And that's sort of what I'm doing here. I hope you understand what I'm doing, and I'm going to just start it up, and then you'll get to see on the next video, and we'll do something else. Good enough. Have a good one, everybody. It's Friday. Thanks for buying the gear. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Share and like if you enjoy the videos, and be good to one another. What's the point? We're all going the same place. Be good to one another. We're going the same place, man. You know? Have a good one. Happy Friday.